here. This is one of the most important place which is related with the life of the Buddha. Of course, there are many places we discovered in this area, but this one is, for me, very, very significant place. The reason is that, if you have read the life of Buddha, he was born in Lumbini. Then the newly born child, they came back to Kapilvastu, where the palace was there. The palace is just a 3 kilometer north from this place. We just turn this side from coming back. If you go straight, we reach the palace. So the baby was born back to Kapilvastu. The literature mentioned after 7 days, the mother passed away. So Maya Devi, the mother of Buddha, she passed away. So the newly born baby was looked after by his stepmother. Because King Suddhodana, his father's name is Suddhodana, he married two princesses, Maya Devi and Prajapati. After Maya Devi passed away, the child was looked after by his stepmother, a foster mother. So the child became a motherless when he was only 7 days old. So he couldn't get the real mother's warmness. Of course, he was looked after, given food and all that. But the warmness of the mother was, he missed it. So there are a lot of stories in his childhood that when he was 3 months old, his naming ceremony was held in the palace. There were many, the Brahmins and the astrologers, they were invited to find the suitable name for the child. And ultimately they found the name Siddhartha. The childhood name of Buddha is Siddhartha. Siddhartha is a combine of two words, Siddha, Artha. That means that whatever he wishes will be fulfilled, or whatever he desires will be accomplished. So they selected the name. Then when they read the horoscope, and everybody, they got shocked and surprised. He had such a strong line, and so they predicted that because of this strong line, so whatever he wishes will be fulfilled. It will be accomplished. And they even predicted that if he lead the monastic life, he will become a universal teacher. And if he lead the family life, he will become a Chakrabarti, he will become a universal king. So there is no any, the middle way. It's a so strong line out there. So the father was little bit, worried. If he lead the family life, that's all right. He will become a king and monarch and all that. But if he lead the monastic life, who will look after his kingdom? Because he was his first child. So the king wanted to give all sort of comfort life to this child of Siddhartha. So later on, from his stepmother, Siddhartha's stepmother, the second wife of the king, also gave a son called Nanda and a daughter called Upananda, sometimes Sundari Nanda. Literature mentions Sundari Nanda too. So, but the Siddhartha's life was totally different than the other children. He was always isolated, not mixing with the friend, not talking, not playing with the children. He often used to go alone, sit under the tree, just close his eye. This was his behavior. Not a character, but it became his behavior. So the king was very much worried. And his relative advised him, King, why don't you get him married? He's now young, he's 16 years old. So if he lead a married life, maybe he will be changed. Because he will have his wife and maybe he will engage with his marital life. So the king started searching a suitable girl for the child. So again they found another Kolya princess. This morning I told you there was another kingdom. They found a princess from that kingdom called Yasodhara. So when he was 16 years old, they were married. So even after the marriage, Siddhartha's behavior was not changed. So the wife was a little bit worried. And Siddhartha often used to say that, Yasodhara, I may leave you any day. Because Siddhartha, he saw the life. At that time, I'm talking about the 6th century BC, the religious life was so terrible. Because there was, the practice of sacrificing the animal So the people, they are carrying a goat, a small goat they are carrying to the temple. The mother goat is following, crying behind it. And they take this goat and take to the temple in front of one stone. They cut it, offer the blood, and evening they said they were eating the meat and they said that it is an offering of the god. Siddhartha, he had a questions. How come this stone piece became a god? It doesn't have any energy. Neither he can listen it, nor he eat it. So how come he became a god? The answer was not given properly. Even he saw the society, there is a caste system. They were Brahmin, Kshatri, Vaishya, Shudra. Brahmin were the highest class. They don't do anything, simply they do the rituals, but they are having a very good, comfortable life. And the Shudra, the lowest caste, since morning to evening he is working in the field, but he never have enough food to eat. He never have enough cloth to wear. Siddhartha said that how come this, he's a Brahmin and he's a Shudra? The answer was given that because of his previous karma, he became a Brahmin. Because of previous karma, he became a Shudra. And who has seen this previous life? There was no proof. The answer was not given properly. Even he saw the society always fighting one kingdom, other kingdom, they were always killing each other. Why they are killing? The answer was not given. So the people, they say that if you go to Varanasi, that area, there are great learned teachers. If you go and put these questions to them, you may be answered properly. So Siddhartha, he always boiling from inside. And he often used to say to Yasodhara, I may leave you someday. But Yasodhara said that, how can I live without you? You can leave me, let us have a baby. When we have a baby, at least I can spend my time looking after the child. So they waited for 13 years. When Siddhartha became 29 years of old, he got a son called Rahula. When Rahula was only 7 days old, one night, without informing anyone, he just left the palace with his horse and his charioteer. The name of the horse is called Kantaka, and the charioteer name is called Channa. So Siddhartha and the charioteer, Kantaka and Channa and Siddhartha, they left the palace, maybe midnight. They traveled for the whole night, and they reached on a river called Anoma. So it was in the early morning. So from there, Siddhartha, he stopped his horse. He took all his royal ornaments and the royal dress, make a small bundle. And he handed over that bundle to Channa, the charioteer, and said that, Channa, you go back to Kapilvastu. Maybe my father is worried about me. He must be searching for me. You go and pass on this bundle to him and tell him that I will not come back to Kapilvastu until I find the path. So then Channa requested to follow him, but Siddhartha said, no, you go back to Kapilvastu. So he came along with the horse back to Kapilvastu. Siddhartha, after crossing that river, he went to others' kingdom. So he practiced for 6 years. He went to different teachers, Alara Kalama, Uddaka Putra, and he, meditated, he practiced yogas, learned everything he learned it, but he was not satisfied. He was searching that everyone is suffering. Everyone has got a problem. How come this problem arose? Is there any way to get rid from this problem? But the other teachers, those whom he followed, they were teaching him how to get the salvation by yourself. But Siddhartha, he wanted to get the path to salvation to everyone. So he was not satisfied. He left all those teachers and he went alone. So in Bodh Gaya, in the age of 35, he was enlightened. Enlightenment, he realized the truth. The truth is that there is a suffering. There is a dukkha. The dukkha, the word Pali, is not the exact word in English, is suffering, because dukkha is a very vague meaning. The birth is dukkha. The old age is dukkha. Death is dukkha. Sickness is dukkha. Depart with the loving one is the dukkha. Sometimes we have to sit with the unwanted people is also dukkha. There is everywhere there is a dukkha. There is a higher dukkha. Once you depend with your energy element, I always wanted to see the good things. Ear always wanted to listen to good things. Once you depend on your this eye and ear and nose and tongue, that's another dukkha. Highest dukkha is depend upon another. When you depend with other people, that's the highest dukkha. So there is a reason how this dukkha arose, because of your desire. Desire for what? So there is a way to get rid of this. So you have to follow the eightfold path. Buddha said the right wisdom, right understanding. Right understanding, such an important teaching of Buddha is that, Buddha never gave up, emphasis for the love. When you say love, there is a possessiveness. My wife, my house, my car, the my is there. That possession word is there. So if you understand that, she is not your wife, she is your partner. You are living together. Understand each other instead of love. So anyway, and there is a way. So after Buddha, he realized the truth. He became the Buddha. Siddhartha became a Buddha. One day in Kapilvastu, his father heard that his son became the teacher. He became enlightened. There were many kings and the business people. They became his follower. So the father became very happy. And one day he asked his minister Kaludei and his charioteer Channa, I heard that Siddhartha is in Rajgir. He is enlightened. You go to Rajgir, you meet the Buddha and invite him to come to Kapilvastu, because I want to see my son before I passed away. And this Kaludei in Channa, minister and his charioteer, went to Rajgir, and Buddha, they met it, and they said that why you people are here. And they said that we are here to invite you to come to Kapilvastu. Your father wanted to see you before he passed away. Buddha accepted the invitation. Buddha said, no, it is a rainy time, rainy season. After the rain is over, I will come to Kapilvastu. And Buddha said that you go and you tell that to my father, I will not stay in the palace, because that's a material things which I already left it. I asked my father to make a monastery, and I will come along with my 300 monks. So these people came to Kapilvastu, and they informed King Suddhodana. Buddha accepted the invitation. He is coming after the rainy retreat. Then he will not stay in a palace. He asked to make a monastery outside the city. The father was very so happy. He ordered it, go and find the suitable place to make a monastery for my son and his community. So they selected the suitable place. They found this is a very suitable place to make a monastery, which is not very far from the palace. Second thing, there was a river very close to the monastery, because the river is necessary for them, the 300 monks, because those days it was not the attached toilet and all that. They go for the river bank, they wash themselves, they take a shower. So they made a monastery here. These buildings, what you are seeing today, are not from that period. During the 6th century BC, the Buddha time, the brick was not introduced. If any structure was made, it was in the bamboo or wood or the mud houses. So the site was selected, they built a monastery, and father was waiting for his son. When he is coming, when he is arriving. And one day he heard that the son is very close to the city of Kapilvastu. So King Suddhodana jumped from his bed, he came somewhere here, and he saw far away 300 monks, all clean shaved. Everyone is wearing yellow robe, walking very meditative way, not seeing everywhere. Everyone is carrying an alms ball in her hand. When the group came closer and closer and closer, Suddhodana, he recognized his son. The prince, yesterday he was wearing so much, ornaments and the royal dress and all that. And today he is with the yellow robe, clean shaved, even it's a barefoot. There was no shoe in his foot. And even he carrying an alms ball. When the king saw him, He wanted to hug his son. He wanted to go and grab him. But he realized that no, he is a teacher now. I should not hug him. So he bowed in front of his son. First time the king bowed to his son. So the Buddha, he just held his father's arms and he hugged. So King Suddhodana's, tears suddenly rolled down. And evening time, King Suddhodana said, "This is the monastery for you." So Buddha and 300 monks, they came and they spent the night. And during that time, monks, Buddha made a rule. Monks, they have to go for the asking the alms. Buddha made a rule, every monks, they have to go for 5 house only, not the 6 house. The 5 handful of rice is enough for you to survive for tomorrow. Buddha made a rule, you eat, not for the taste. Eat for to survive for tomorrow. Whatever you get in your arms, accept it and eat very mindfully. So next day, Buddha and 300 monks, they went to the city of Kapilavastu for the asking the food. There was a big news, big story in Kapilavastu. What happened? The prince, he is asking for food in our house. So Buddha, he went a small hut, a very old, poor lady. She gave some sweet potato to Buddha's pot. The news reached to Kapilavastu. King Suddhodana realized that, oh, I forgot to invite for the lunch. So immediately he came to the city. So he said, "My son, why are you asking food? You are a prince of this kingdom." Buddha said that in my path we survive with the asking the alms. So then king invited to palace, and Buddha accepted that lunch, and the king went and made a special food for 300 monks. My son is coming for lunch. And Buddha and 300 monks, they reached to Kapilavastu. All the Sakya youths, they were in the royal dress. They welcomed Buddha and 300 monks. So food was given. After the food was given, Buddha saw everyone, his presence there, but he didn't see his wife. So he asked his father, "Where is Yasodhara?" The king said that she's waiting you in her room. So Buddha, he went to see his wife. When he opened the door, he saw the Yasodhara. Very simple dress, without any makeup, without any ornaments. And she started crying to see the Buddha. And Buddha allowed her to cry because the tears which was accumulated for 7 years, she has to throw it away. And during that time, Rahula, who was only 7 days old, when Buddha left him, he became a 7 years old, naughty boy. He just entered the room. He saw that the mother is crying in front of a monk. He asked, "Mom, why are you crying? Who is this man?" Yasodhara very jealously said that, "Rahul, he is your father. You asked your inheritance with him. He is your father." Rahul, 7 years old, he thought this inheritance, some chocolate or something like that. Evening time, Buddha and 300 monks, they were coming back here. On the way, Rahula come and catch hold of Buddha's finger. When they arrived, again Rahula said, "Father, where is my inheritance?" The Sariputra, very famous teacher of one disciple of Buddha, Sariputra was there. Buddha said to Sariputra, "Sariputra, whatever I have earned in my life, pass on to my son." So Rahula was brought to that spot. He was saved. He was given an yellow robe. Rahula became a novice in the age of 7 in this spot. This is a stupa, you can see. This is a stupa. On the top is a Hindu temple. So the local people, the Hindu, they made a temple on the top. They took the brick from all that old structure and they made the temple on the top. So, but it is a stupa. This is the spot where Rahula was converted into monkhood. The middle one, this is the monastery. It was a monastery. But whatever the brick today you are seeing, it is from 4th century AD. I told you original structure, it was a bamboo, wood or mud house. When I excavated, I'm the man who discovered this place. When I was excavating this site, at the ground, I found many post holes. That post holes gave me the indication that the hole is made for the post. So the wood or bamboo, they are the perishable material. We don't have any remains of that, but there are series of post holes, we discovered it. And above the post hole, I found a sand accumulation. That indicates that sometime it was under the water. So only in the 4th century AD, the new group of people, they came and they made a monastery for the monks. So these are from the 4th century AD. The other side, if you see, there are towards the north, another structure. That was a stupa, and once Buddha was sitting for the meditation, his stepmother, Prajapati, and Yasodhara, his wife, they came to see the Buddha. Because first time when Buddha came, he stayed for 40 days in this place. He gave many teachings here. And they came to meet the Buddha, and Buddha was meditating that time. And his stepmother offered the yellow robe which the monks used to wear. She offered the yellow robe to the Buddha. So Buddha accepted that yellow robe, and to commemorate that event, people, they made a stupa in that site. So these are the history of this place, and which is very, very important. Unfortunately, because of COVID, otherwise, this time, you hardly get a time to, space to stand like this. There are many groups sitting there. The teachers are giving a Dhamma talk. It is so important place. After I discovered this place, I put, Google's that nyigrodharama. So, nyigrodharama Kapil Vastu. So this place is very famous for the Burmese, Sinhala, Thai, especially Theravada tradition. They accepted this story, and they make a pilgrim. After Lumbini, they come here. That's why I brought you here. And after that, we go to the palace. So we go just walk around and come back. Okay.
I don't know. Do you know?
How beautiful this is.
He said that's first century, fourth to eighth.
But unfortunately, the top one is the second page, That's a Hindu temple. They made a Hindu temple on the top.
Yeah.
They took the brick from here. They made a temple in the middle. It was a monastery.
Yeah, cool.
Oh, those are mosquitoes.
You can see this is a Hindu temple, or Shiva Linga. That's a broken. Because I told you this morning, around 8th, 9th century, Hinduism started reviving. So local people of this area are all Hindus. So they took the brick from here. You can see this carved brick. They put it everywhere. They are not in alignment. So that indicates that they took the brick from here and they made a temple on the top. So architecturally, that is a temple shape. In Kathmandu, if you see some Krishna temple, Sikhara style. So they made a temple there, and they have one Shiva Linga, broken one, and that's from the 9th century. But this is original, and this is from 4th century. You can have more patterns here, more beautiful pattern. And this is a stupa. This is the place where this Prajapati mother, stepmother, presented yellow robe to the Buddha. And here is a well. It's for the monk to wash themselves and drink water.
I don't know about this.
So you imagine, when it was there, how beautiful it was. See this beautiful carving brick and all that. Must be double stories, so beautiful. Unfortunately, it's all gone. Okay, now we go to the palace. You don't know Nepali?
Oh, she did too. Yeah. We only know like 5 words in the come this way. Okay.